Hi, I'm Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft. We need to create the necessary condition to live our mission by working on our culture. You join here not to be cool, but to make others cool, is kind of how I say it. So one of the things that happens when you're super successful is you sort of sometimes lose touch with what made you successful in the first place. I felt like, we may have sort of confused maybe marketing slogans for our mission. So that's why I wanted to get back to that sense of purpose. It's been 5 years now that we've done this. It's called the 1 week, which is in some sense the metaphor for the 1 week that then informs the rest of the year. In terms of really getting in touch with the core of this company around innovation. But that innovation being driven by a sense of purpose and reinforcing a culture that we aspire to.
Okay, but the implication from your book is that Microsoft, I won't say the word broken, but that there were some serious problems here, and that's what I'm trying to get at. What was it that was so concerning to you?
So if anything, I wanted to not sort of talk about what is broken. I wanted to go back to the very genesis of this company. What was that sense of purpose and drive that made us successful? What was the culture that have been there in the very beginning or in the times when we were able to achieve that success? How do we recapture it? So that's why I think about it as, it's the Renaissance as much as about sort of just fixing something that's broken.
So there was a sense of culture, sense of purpose that was lost or missing to you.
I felt in '92, we used to talk about even our mission, for example, as having a PC in every home and every desk.
Right.
Very concrete, in something that was able to galvanize the entire company, except by the end of the decade itself, we more or less had achieved it. Bill had been working on that for a long time, and Steve and others had worked on it for a long time. I joined much later since their beginning, and then we achieved it. Then what? What's next? We're at a time in 2018 when technology is so pervasive in our lives, in our economies, in our societies. And I think time has come, quite frankly, for us to really have the dialogue and the question to be asked as well as answered as to what is the real benefits of technology broadly, equitably spread, not only in our country, in our society, but all over the world.
You were quoted as saying that you're a HoloLens user, that you get up every morning and use it and to check your schedule. Can you talk a little bit about the promise of AR? There's a lot of hype around AR, and VR has not gotten the uptake in the market. What is the promise of AR to you?
There's multiple forms. For example, VR and AR to me is one continuum. It's like a dial for whether it's fully opaque and it's fully immersive, or you can see the world and you can see the objects, which is digital objects and artifacts on top of it. That's AR. HoloLens, for example, is really gotten traction in a lot of enterprise and industrial settings, remote work, so remote assisted. So you say you're a factory worker, and you're trying to fix something, hands-free, but you need the expert to come tell you what to do. Like HoloLens is the perfect form factor. Training, it's a perfect form factor for doing simulation. But the most interesting thing is data visualization, the ability to spin around data, to be able to learn about the patterns. And in fact, with all the big data, I always say, it's the ability to recognize small patterns that's still uniquely human. And I think there's a real use case there. And then I think gaming will also have use cases.
When you took over, and you wrote this in your book, you said that culture and fixing the culture was your top priority. And I was curious, and I believe you even said that the C in CEO should stand for culture. You've been at Microsoft for more than 2 decades. Why was that your number one priority? Why was it so concerning? And that was the first thing you felt you had to fix?
In fact, I would say, Connie, 2 things. One is the sense of purpose and mission and culture to me are the 2 pillars which I think for any institution, any organization, are the enduring. pillars. And then, of course, you have to express yourself with changing technology, in our case, technology paradigms, every year, because that's constantly changing.
You were very candid in your book talking about how you misanswered a question at the Grace Hopper Institute. And the question was by Maria, asking you, what advice do you give to a woman who wants to ask for a raise?
It's not really about asking for the raise, but knowing and having faith that the system will actually give you the right raises as you go along.
So I'd like to do a reset. Let's rewind the tape. Satya, what advice do you give a woman today?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of what I said, what my big learning from there was, which I wrote in the book, and obviously Maria helped me, and many other women subsequently have helped me understand, because the answer I gave was absolutely nonsensical, because it really did not get to the core context.
But I'm asking, what's your advice to women?
I think they should, first of all, advocate for themselves. They should find other allies, male or female, who can advocate for them, and make sure that they don't accept status quo. I think that that's definitely the first response. And then the responsibility of people like me, who are leaders of organizations, is to be able to listen to women who are advocating for themselves or their allies, and make sure we don't have to even put them in that situation.
So what is the vibe or image of Microsoft that you want the world to know? Because there's a very specific vibe out there.
That's right. It's in our mission. Like it's empowering. So I want Microsoft any association with this company should be, they put some tool, they put some platform, they gave me the opportunity to really do something.
So not cool.
Well, that, to me, you want to be cool by doing that empowerment, but not just to be able to sort of associate yourself with cool technology. It's the result that matters.